Okay, many local restaurants have done their best to stay open for their customers during the pandemic. It's been tough for them, even if that meant doing things curbside. And a lot of restaurants have done that. Chris Thomason looks at a long-time South Texas restaurant that has done just that.
Hey there, Coastal Bend. All week long, we're honoring restaurant and service industry workers. I had a chance to talk with Stephanie Stiles, who's the general manager at Catfish Charlie. She says the popular local restaurant has managed to stay open during the pandemic, but it certainly hasn't been easy.
It's definitely reinventing the wheel. We have done dine-in for 40 years, and very limited to-go menu, and then now we are doing predominantly to-go and curbside, which is something we've never done before. Getting the product in itself, to be able to package everything up was very trying, because all of a sudden everybody in town needed the same to-go boxes. So that became difficult, and, we had to retrain staff because you're doing something completely new and different.
All right. Thanks, Stephanie, for everything you're doing for the community and all you other essential workers out there as well. For 3 News, I'm Chris Thomason.